welcome to another episode of Thought Ops. I am one of your hosts. My name is Steel Biz.
Hello, what's up, y'all? I'm EJ Briz. I am the other host.
And we have a guest today.
What's up, y'all? My name is Jay, Power Fitness. Appreciate for being here. Thank you.
Oh, man, we appreciate you,
Yeah,
man.
we appreciate you having you. I have another one of my fraternity brothers in the house.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm on the outside looking in, huh?
You-
It's like this. Like,
it don't even matter if you was in the fraternity. You still be on the outside.
it's all good, though. It's all good.
We distant. Where did you pledge? In
So when?
No.
Where?
Yeah.
West Virginia State, Alpha Zeta chapter.
Yeah. Well, before us, we in Ohio, so it's
Yeah.
kind of fun, but kind of do stuff the same though.
Yeah. Because I didn't see how some chapters get down with some of very much the same stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like, and we traveled there when I was in school, so yeah, we traveled a lot. But my week, I had a decent week. Just
decent 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks,
Yeah,
right?
you said
it's been
decent.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks since we did the show.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
But I've been doing a lot of little events and stuff, and just working on different projects and just reading. I forgot to bring my book.
Oh,
Yeah, I finished them 3 books.
I just knew for
No,
sure.
I finished two books. I'm reading another one.
Which ones?
Dopamine
Uh-huh.
and For the Culture.
Okay.
Dopamine for the Culture.
Okay.
And right now I'm reading the Coddling of American Mind.
Yeah.
Now that book, I want you to read it. I know, dude. You go
What?
because it's a lot of stuff we be talking about.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot of stuff we be talking about. So it's kind of like the book is basically talking about how, like therapy and the whole idea of therapy in America is like making a lot of people like weak.
Okay.
It's making different generations weak. Not saying that therapy itself, but how therapy is actually done, and a lot of it makes sense. I mean, books you just have to take take what you take and take what you don't want. But I know that the people that wrote the book are very much for therapy. But I know because I've read Happiness Hypothesis by one of the authors, John, whatever his name is. But it's just saying that a lot of times, like it gives a lot of examples of people that are in college now. Mm-hmm. You know, college people are always protesting when they have different speakers that come, right? Mm-hmm. Now, what do you go to college for? You go to learn, right?
Right.
If somebody has something that you don't believe in, you're still learning something, right? But you make a decision on if you want. They're like people do. I remember going down to my niece's graduation at Oberlin, and it's crazy that they talk about Oberlin in the book. Mm-hmm. Oberlin, one of them places where they always protested when they have people coming to speak, and it's like you're not gonna like some of these speakers, but you still learn things from them. And then a lot of times, you know, being in council culture, they talk about how like a lot of people got canceled. Yeah. They talk about professors. They talk about how many deans then had to quit because it was this one dean that wrote a letter because a girl wrote she wrote something. She was Hispanic. She wrote something. She said something about her not being able to fit in and dealing with racism, right? Mm-hmm. And the dean said, I apologize, you know, so that some people feel like they don't fit the mold. Because they used the word mold, because she used the word mold, they were protesting at the school. Wow. Then they had this lady quit. Because we're being coddled, right? Yeah. And we're being able to, we're not growing. They even talk about how everybody have peanut allergies. Okay. And they're basically trying to say it's not a real thing. It wasn't a real thing before because we kept a lot of these kids away from these things.
Okay. Yeah, I heard that before.
It made a lot of people become allergic to it because of the coddling that they did with different generations. Like the more generations change, the more coddling. The more coddling. So it's because think about it, like. Our parents were a lot tougher. Not saying they were tougher, but they dealt with more than we did.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Like, then you look at the parenthood nowadays; it's a lot more coddling going on.
Yeah, I've watched parents give their kids iPads just to keep them quiet. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like kids, if a kid start crying, it's like, oh, this kid can't cry. We got it's kind of crazy, but it's
very crazy.
Yeah, but
I kind of disagree with some of that stuff.
Yeah, but.
the reason why I disagree is because like kids nowadays, they have different things that they have to deal with than what we had to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Just like when we talk about this on previous episodes.
They talk about that too.
You know, like when we got in a fight back in the day, only the people in the school knew about the fight. Now kids get in a fight nowadays. You know,
It's
kids in Northern California know about the fight.
They talk about that too.
Oh, do they? Well, I'm about to read that book.
They talk about the fact that kids be killing themselves, can't say the word, unaliving themselves because of what they got to deal with. Like they got way more because of this social media. Talk about social media.
Yeah. Everything is like microscopic, and because of social media, is even more microscopic. Mm-hmm. And everything. So when you under the microscope like that, you know, and you have and let's say if a kid get into a fight in school, and that shit goes stream on World Star. Mm-hmm. Yeah, everybody knows it. So now that's a lot of embarrassment you got to face. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And some people don't know how to deal with those kind of emotions. They don't know how to face those kind of fears, and they rather do stuff like.
Yeah, but then on top of that, you got to think about it too, because like once it's recorded, it's always out there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So you
can't change it.
So if you 15 years old and it happened like 15 years down the line when you turn 30, it's popping back up. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's just one of the things you just have to live with. But I'm about to check that book out. That's all interesting.
Funny that you said that it pops back up. So I think I sent it to you. Mark Lamont Hill.
Yeah.
When she
pepper
sprayed him. Yeah. You know that's old and it pops back up.
Mm. Oh, see, I just thought that.
That's old, and it just like out of nowhere, like somebody posted it, and it just popped back up. Now you know what Mark Lamont Hill is, right?
No.
Well, he's not a Catholic. He's not an athlete. He's a Catholic, but
he's on CNN.
Smart. He is smart.
The local police chief.
No.
Okay.
Mark Lamont, he's like one of the smartest dudes, man. I follow this dude tough. Even he's on Joe Budden show now.
Yeah, he be on CNN and all that stuff.
Yeah, he used to host Basketball Wives Reunion, which is crazy.
Oh, okay, he did.
Which is crazy. Like this dude's so serious and so smart. Like, but he's like really intelligent.
Okay.
But they had like a video, and I'm like, this must have just happened. Somebody this girl at a school talking about, you know what happened to me. Mm-hmm. You know what happened to me. She was crazy. Like he never met her, and she just walked up and started pepper spraying him.
Yeah, see, I thought I read in the comments that they said something about the girl had been stalking him or something like that. So it's just like you never know. Like
she didn't know.
Oh, she didn't. Oh, wow.
Well, she didn't know. She probably was talking about. She didn't know. But there's something else that I wanted to send you too. Maybe we could talk about it next episode. But there's something else I meant to send you because it's some crazy. It's always crazy stuff going on. Yeah. And I sent it to somebody else. Meant to send it to you, and it's a long thing I wrote about it. Yeah. Well, how was your week?
My week. What is it? It's June. So June is Men's Health Month. So it's like Men's Mental Health Month or whatever. So. Make sure you're checking up on your peoples or your men, friends out there. Even though they seem to be strong, they might be dealing with stuff, going through stuff. Make sure you're telling them to get, their physical fitness in order. Just, eating right, working out, all that good stuff.
You had to do that. Just pop your chest.
Yeah,
involuntary, man.
And I want to give a shout out to my brother, David Bell, also known as Slim Dog of Slim Dog Productions. He kind of surprised me. He had they did a interview with him in Spin Magazine. And so I was doing my Akron Initiative T-shirts. So I asked him, would you, wear one of my T-shirts or whatever, just wear it around, not knowing that he was going to wear this T-shirt during his special moment in Spin Magazine. So Spin Magazine is a big magazine, big music magazine or whatever. And he chose to wear my T-shirt for his interview or whatever. So shout out to him about that. He kept it a secret. So I appreciate him. With that, whenever somebody doing something big and then they choose to look out for you too while they doing that, And the crazy thing about him is like I used to do music back in the day. I don't do music anymore. and he's from Akron, but he lives in Colorado Springs.
Okay.
I've talked to him, but I've never met him in person. Never met him in person.
Okay,
We've
we've
talked before or whatever, but I've never met him in person. We have
That's
a
dope.
good relationship. So hopefully one day I could, because my cousin, he stays in Colorado Springs, so maybe one day I could travel out there and get a chance to, meet him in person.
Yeah,
That's crazy though, man.
Do you know everybody I work with, like most people on my
Live in
team?
Colorado
Yeah, it's like,
Springs.
I never heard of it until I started working. I'm like, what? Y'all,
I've been out there a
is
few
this place?
times.
yeah, I'm like, what, Colorado? God, like, well, they're all white, but I'm like, yeah, everybody that lived there is white, but I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I went out there a couple of
It sounds like it.
Yeah, because I'm like wondering, like, there are black people out there. That's what I be wanting to ask them, but I'm like, I can't ask them. That's kind of inappropriate for work.
Well, there's a lot of people from the Army, because there's an Army base out there, and my cousin, him and his wife was in the Army. They were stationed out there. Then they moved, and once him and his wife got out the Army, they moved back to Colorado Springs. So they loved it out there. I've been out there a couple times. And,
It's nice.
it's beautiful, but like you said, it's not too many.
Yeah.
When I went out there, it might have changed now, but it's decent.
It's like over where I live at. You know it's gentrifying over there.
Yeah, I know.
Keep it gentrified. But
How was your week, man?
My week, it was cool, man. My week has been packed. This whole month is crazy though because I'm in grad school right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so like, I'm not only am I in grad school, but I'm taking summer courses, 3 of them. Okay. And summer courses are accelerated. Some of them are accelerated. All of them are accelerated for me.
Yeah.
So they all 6-week courses, 3 of them, and they all accelerated. So just like as a recap, I had like 10 assignments due this week.
Ooh.
So like,
Sheesh.
So yeah, so if I'm not in the gym training clients or trying to put together my next game plan, my next curriculum for my next school year coming up, then I'm actually doing my schoolwork for camp.
Okay. Well, that's good that you're in grad school because you was talking about that when we was friends. Like,
Yeah. But see, all right, so I am in grad school. I'm getting my master's in teaching. But what we talked about was me getting my master's in physical therapy. So I do want to circle back and go back and get another master's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's so alpha of you. You want to know the older people out here like go back and get the alphas and what sorority? Do you always say they go back and get another master's? Them daggone deltas. They always go back and get like. Shout out to the AKs, don't get mad at me, but most
shout
deltas,
out to the Devon 9.
Yeah,
man.
shout out to everybody.
Yeah,
But like most deltas I know go back and get like 2 masters.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. But we're gonna come back. We're gonna circle back around. We're gonna have because we paused during
Gotta have a commercial break.
Yeah.
We got our feature topic, we got our interviews, and then we got our entertainment topic.
Yeah, so we'll be right back.